Coach David Taylor, your first weekend of duels as head coach at Oklahoma State. How's it been so far?
It's been good. It's just it was a lot of fun. I wrestled at Utah Valley when I was in college, and spent a lot of time growing up in Utah. So going and wrestling there yesterday was pretty cool. Just saw a lot of people that I grew up around. They're all have families and young kids and stuff. And then from the dual meet perspective, it was a good duel. We got challenged and guys got tired, and we did some really good things. And obviously just another good tough match tomorrow. So it's been a pretty good weekend.
Yeah, I heard like your club that you were a part of when you were younger. Like a lot of the people came down. Did you expect seeing so many people that you have known for a while?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I didn't get a chance to see everybody, but got to see a lot of people. My very first club was Evanston Red Devils. That's where I first started wrestling when I was 5. So my coach from back then, has supported my career, doing a lot of different things. So he was there, and the Evanston Elite Little Kids Club, they came, and it's just kind of cool at grassroots. That's where I started. This whole journey started there. And then spent a lot of my early years developing, in Utah, traveling all around. So it just, it was somewhat sentimental, obviously, like it being our first match and being in a place where I spent a lot of time.
Yeah, I know you've been around wrestling forever. You've coached, for a while too. Was there anything that you felt like you learned in that first dual meet? Last night.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, when you're on the other side and when you're an athlete, you just, you don't think about a lot of things. You just go out and do stuff. When you're a coach and you're just trying to think through everything, so your athletes don't have to think about it. I think that's probably the biggest thing. So, but just like, I have a great staff and they are very experienced. So, got questions, you ask them, and they've all been there. So, but it was good. It was fun. It was fun to be on that side. It was, I just tried to challenge the guys yesterday in a couple areas. It's like, making them cut guys maybe when they weren't really wanting to do it per se, but they did it. Got takedowns, had to wrestle when they're tired, and I think once you realize you can do that stuff, it frees you up to be able to do it more and more and more. So I think yesterday was a good day. Guys were just building confidence, and but just the beginning, like I said, it's first match. You're going to feel better in the second. It's one of 22, 23, 24 matches you're going to get this year. So, it was a good one. And it was a good environment. Over 5,000 people. It was loud. Tomorrow I expect to probably going to have a really big crowd again. We're going to go home next weekend, have big crowds. So the guys are just, getting used to that, experience, which I think is really beneficial for them.
Yeah. Looking at the lineup, there's a couple different weights where it looks like there might be some roster battles between 33 and 97. How do you go about making decisions in those weight classes?
I just, guys gotta, we just gotta figure it out. I think, Reese is doing a really good job right now. Kale's doing a really good job right now. Cody's doing a good job, and Luke's doing a good job. Just they're all pushing each other and getting better, and really helping our team get better as a whole.
Yeah. 141, Tegan Jamison was a guy who had an awesome year last year, beat a lot of All-Americans, didn't get it done at the NCAA tournament. He competed at Michigan State Open. What went into the decision to sending him up to Michigan State early?
I think, for Tegan, just, it's a long season, and, making sure he's confident and going out there and wrestling confident. I think going up there and getting matches. I think, ended the year last year not feeling like he wrestled at his best, so just feeling like getting started with, got some good matches, got some major decisions, got a pin, and I think that was really good for him. And then obviously just build him up as the season goes.
Yeah. A lot's been made about the transfers coming in with Amin and Hamady, Hendrickson. What have you seen out of those guys this year?
Well, I mean, they're just they're veterans. They've been around for a long time. They wrestled in national tournaments, and they bring really good leadership to our team. we got. I think those guys are they're just really good kids, and they work really hard, and they're not in there just feeling like they've already done. They haven't really done what they want to do, so they're really hungry to get better. So we have kind of a mixture. Our first half of the lineup is younger, and our second half of the lineup is pretty veteran. So I think it's a good balance, and those guys, just like yesterday, they led by example, and hopefully as the season goes on, they just continue to have confidence to wrestle that way and just keep pushing each other. I think to have that type of environment in your lineup where guys are looking to score bonus points and challenging each other to score bonus points, that's just that's the kind of culture that we want, and I think it's a friendly competition that just kind of trickles down from the top.
Yeah, I just talked to Dustin Plott last year. He's talked about improving on and off the mat over the last 6 months or so. What about Dustin has impressed you as you got to know him?
It's just a really good guy, just everything about him. It's nice when you got kids, you tell them one time to do something and they're going to do it, and they're not going to think twice, they're not going to ask you, they're just going to believe in what you're saying, and I think that's Dustin. So, he's hungry, he's hungry to keep getting better, and like last night, I was challenging him to cut guys earlier in the period when it would have been easier to ride the guy maybe and do it a little later. And, I think that's just good. He didn't think twice. He just, all right, coach, let's do it. And I think that's really good, building that kind of trust with each other. So, yeah, excited for Dustin this year, and just got to take it one match at a time, and just tell him, hey, just enjoy these moments. Enjoy these moments when you step on the mat. It's a pretty awesome thing wrestling in college, and it's a pretty awesome thing wrestling at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Spratley kind of had a weird match last night, but pulled it out in the end. And he's a guy similar to Tegan, where great year, didn't get it done at the end. But what was the conversation with Spratley after that? A match that probably didn't go as planned, but still got it done.
Yeah, it was a weird one. That kid's tough. He just had a good match against the Nebraska kid, and Troy was all over him, and just the match had weird stoppages that kind of just kept the momentum from really shifting probably. But he just stayed focused. He had those two, standing feet leave the ground penalty points, and then the guy got away, and he just kind of had to dig deep in the third and end up tying it up with a stall call, but then getting the takedown to solidify it at the end, which is good. Those matches are hard. I probably got a little too excited in that match too. He's just a high energy guy, and the match was it was just a really squirrely one. So I think that's a learning experience for me too, just making sure I'm obviously staying calm, and but at the same time, I felt like he was going to get it. I knew he was going to get it, and obviously was pretty excited for him to get that takedown at the end.
Yeah. Maybe shifting gears a little bit, you're not that far removed from college wrestling, but I feel like the landscape is way different in some ways, like the NIL stuff and transfer portal. Is there any part of you that wishes you would have wrestled in this era?
I really enjoyed wrestling when I wrestled. I think college wrestling was looking for a spark, and I think our era really lit a fire for college wrestling. Which I think was great. So I just think, I really enjoyed it, and it wasn't that far away, but it also seems like it was a really long time ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, times have changed, and you just continue to adapt. To obviously as the times changing, but the same things remain the same. Just trying to help the guys be the best versions of themselves when they step on the mat. Remind them of what's obviously really important, and wrestling's still a pretty tough sport, and you just got to be prepared to obviously go out and get after it.
Yeah, you're just a few weeks away from your retirement. I know it was a special time. It was really incredible moments in Albania. Having some perspective since you've turned the page, what is your now perspective on turning the page and being full-time into coaching?
I was ready to be done, with that side of my life. So it was nice to be able to go out, we kind of talked about it, just feel like I'm going out on my terms, which was nice. But just was right back in the room, running practice. Got back at Friday at 9 o'clock, and was running practice Saturday when I got back. So it's just that's wrestling. That's what makes wrestling special. I feel like the stars of the sport have always been very accessible, and nothing changes. And as a coach, it doesn't matter. Like what I did there, it wasn't like I came back and was expecting anything different. You just come back and just back to helping the team. So. Just thankful for them to let me go do that, and I think they liked it. It's just we've been able to have some conversations about things that I did or what I was feeling, and no different than the things that they feel. And just kind of help them relate to them in as many ways as we can, so they can just have success.
Cool. What can Oklahoma State fans expect from you guys tomorrow and then next weekend at Gallagher-Iba?
Just gotta go out and wrestle. I think tomorrow's gonna be definitely there's gonna be some challenges. Obviously it's gonna be a fun match. The guys are gonna be ready to go. They've had matches on their belt already, and then when we go back home, just be our first time wrestling back in Gallagher. I know there's a lot of momentum and excitement in town, but I think that's just good for wrestling. It's good for wrestling. It's good for our program and our school, and. But first things first, just got to focus on tomorrow and then head home and be ready for next week.
Cool. You got anything else for us?
Go Pokes.